Hi, I'm Valeria Gazzino from WIR, and today my topic will be on personal growth and lifestyle questions that I really want to dive into. I feel like as a woman, it's hard to really navigate some things, especially like in college, like you're learning, you're growing. So, since I am a senior, I thought I would share some wisdom in a way from my past experiences that I had as a college student and as a regular woman navigating her life, especially since my college experience is coming to an end very soon, which I'm very sad about, but you do have to move on. So I want to talk about self growth and mindset. Do you think people can really change or do they just get better at hiding old habits? I think and I'm a firm believer in I people will change for the person that they truly want. I am a person that I've been in situations where I've dealt with people that don't know what they want necessarily, good people, but are just in this mindset that they're like, I can get whoever I want, do whatever I want, and I don't care about the other party involved because I just care about myself. And I feel like that's not going to really get you anywhere if you're really trying to grow with someone. How do you deal with self doubt or feeling stuck? I think when it comes to that, I look at my past experiences and I'm like, wow, I really did all these things at such a young age. And I'm like, if I could do that, I could do anything I put my mind to, as well as constantly surrounding myself around people who are very like proud of all my achievements and as well as they want me to do better in life. And if you don't really surround yourself with the people that you want to be in life and you're not really going to always achieve what you want because you're always going to have those self-doubt people in your life and in your corners. So I think like having a sense of people behind you backing you up is always a great idea. What's your relationship with failure? How do you bounce back? I feel like as a woman, they tend it we obviously at first we're the one that suffers because we're the one that grieves first. And I feel like when it comes to that, I feel like a lot of people are like, I'm going to just stop talking to him. But I believe that if you're going through a breakup like that, just it's best to just delete them off of everything. That way you don't have that sense of like, what if I just text him? What if I just do this? What if I just do that? No, like you have to delete everything in your phone from pictures, messages, his phone contacts, as well as maybe like if it was such a long relationship where you also met the individual's family members, it's also better to even though they didn't do anything to you or nothing happened, like you guys all got along. If you really want to grow from your relationship and move on, you also have to move on from them too because constantly seeing like someone's post of their family and like you're gonna be like, I wish I was with that person right now. So, and distracting yourself. Remember the things that you love to do and doing those things. Putting yourself first is always like the big idea that you have to do. And just remember that, like, be the person you were before you met them. Obviously, people grow in a relationship, but if the relationship didn't work out, it's not like a loss. It's always a blessing in disguise just because we learn from certain individuals and sometimes that person could really teach us a lesson from moving on forward with our next significant other that we choose to be with. So that's my advice to anybody. Do you believe everything happens for a reason or or do we create our own meaning? I do believe everything happens for a reason. I think it also depends on how you deal with things. If you For example, if something happens to me and I didn't want it to happen that way, I'm always like, okay, if this happened, that means God like showed me I didn't really need that person in my life, that there's something out there that's better for me that. Some people are like, no, like, why did that have to happen to me? I don't understand. But I believe, like I said, everything happens for a reason. And I just think that people have to keep in mind that sometimes a closing door is a blessing. And we have to remember that sometimes everything that we want is not good for us. So we just have to keep going forward with that. Confidence and self love is another topic I would love to get into. When do you feel the most confident in yourself? I feel like I feel the most confident in myself when I do my self care, meaning I do my hair, I do my makeup, I'm wearing a good outfit. I self love is the best love. That's how I know. That's how I feel the most confident in myself. And I know it might be like for everyone is different, but for me, that is the best feeling in the world when you know you look good and you know you feel good. Nothing can stop you. And sometimes, like, as college students, it's so hard to feel put together, especially with like early morning classes or things like that. But honestly, like, if I know I'm wearing like a cute outfit or like I'm wearing makeup, a little bit of makeup, I don't mind it because I know I look good. So I'm gonna have like the best day ever and I'm not gonna let anything ruin that. What's something you used to be insecure about, but you have learned to love? One thing about me, if I don't like something, I'm gonna do something about it. I used to be very insecure about my weight. So I used to be really, 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 not really, really, but like I used to be really chunky when I was younger. And I never did any sports. So I was just like there, not doing anything. So I got tired of it and I said, I'm going to do something about it. So what I did was I signed up myself for a sport that I ended up loving and now it's part of my job. And I lost the weight. And I always think of it. If I don't like something, what can I do to make me want to love it? And I loved my body. Like, there's just like, I embrace the flaws. Sometimes our flaws that we think look bad, it's just actually just us. We tend to compare ourselves a lot to what we see on social media, but 9 times out of 10, social media is fake. It's so fake that people don't even realize what they're comparing themselves into. So, I used my flaws. I made a change about it, not um mentally, but physically. Like my weight, I went to the gym and I worked my behind off and I made sure that I lost weight and I did and I took care of myself. I ended up loving my body. I felt more confident in the clothes. I felt more confident in dresses. I felt more confident in bikinis. I was just living my life and that is one thing about me. How do you practice self-love on bad days? Like I said, I make like for example, my days on Fridays are usually days where I get my hair done. Then after if I have my hair done, I feel good. Like I don't really need to wear makeup if I have my hair done, but if I have my hair done, then I'm gonna go out later that night, wear makeup, put on a cute outfit, and feel fine. And that's just how it is. I love when I feel good. I love when I do things that I like look pretty in, I guess. What does becoming your best self actually mean to you? I think when you have best self, it actually means like you know what you like and what you don't like. So you're not going to do what you don't like to yourself. And if you do that, then you'll feel the best. How do you avoid comparing yourself to others on social media? Like I just said, I don't believe everything I see on social media because 9 times out of 10, it's so fake that it's just like everyone has their own lives, but social media is not it's very consuming mentally for a lot of the younger women in society. So I think that sometimes I deactivate my Instagram because seeing like all those things really does have a mental health on women as well, not just me. And sometimes we need to just not compare ourselves to others. Do you think confidence comes naturally or is it something you build over time? Well, at least in my opinion, for me, it did not come naturally. I built it over time by going to the gym, feeling good about myself, losing weight. Obviously, like I wasn't able, well, I wasn't able to. I didn't feel comfortable wearing bikinis before. Now I do because why? I lost the weight. And it depends on who it is, but in my opinion, I think you, especially when a girl's going through puberty, you don't feel your most like best looking self. So once I reached the puberty age where I stopped having less acne. I learned how to like really take care of myself, my body. And from then and there, I'm like, okay, I feel great about myself. Now let's talk about boundaries and relationships. That is a really huge topic, especially since a lot of women in college tend to are still figuring themselves out during this time 4 years. And you learn to like things and you learn to not like things in certain men. So how do you know when someone isn't good for your growth? I, in my opinion, know someone isn't good for me because if I like things and you're not willing to come try them with me or things like that, then you're not really like genuinely interested in me. As well as like respect. Respect is something I'm very huge about. If you don't respect me, then it's not going to work as well. And let's just say like constantly like lying. If I caught you in multiple lies, it's just like, no, this is not gonna work out and we're not meant to be together. So what's a boundary you set that changed your life? Oof, boundary. One boundary that I've set is time. So if I say if I want to be home at a certain time and the individual is like disagreeing, then I know you're not for me because if tell you I have to be home and I don't want to be out late and you're having like a problem with it, then it's not going to work out because it's just why are you having such an issue with my time, you know? Why do people feel guilty for saying no? I think people feel guilty for saying no most of the time is because you're not used to saying no. Like, especially to men. Men are the most that hate the word no. If you're a girl that says no, they're like, oh, damn. Like, she actually said no to me. Like, what did I do? But no, once you know how to say no, like, girl, you'll be fine. How do you handle people who drain your energy? Cut them off. Definitely cut people off who don't deserve you or your time. We only have one life and you don't want to be surrounded by miserable people in your life. So cut them off. So yeah, there's like no questions, just cut them off. They don't deserve you and that's period. Do you believe you outgrow people? Yes, I really do. I went through this one experience recently where I did outgrow this one person and I'm totally fine with that. We're not meant to be with that person anymore and that's fine because sometimes it's a blessing in disguise and if we're not meant to be friends with that individual then so be it. It's not the end of the world. Life is a learning cycle, like it's a life of circle, like you meet people but you end up stop being friends with them for a reason. It's how you learn. In this life there's going to be many fake friends and you just need to learn that, but always take it like on your chin. Never worry about stuff like that because if you dwell so much on individuals, then you're not going to be happy. So, if someone doesn't benefit you in your life, just cut them off. No questions asked. Lifestyle and balance. What does your ideal day look like? My ideal day look like nowadays is I wake up in the morning, I eat breakfast, I get ready for school, I come to school, enjoy my classes, do what I have to do, go rush home and go to work. That's literally like my daily basis on a week. If something changes, then it does throw me off a little bit because I'm so used to my everyday cycle. So yeah. How do you stay grounded when life feels chaotic? I work out. I love working out. So if something feels, if I'm stressed, if I'm annoyed, if I'm mad, if I'm irritated, or whatever the whole case may be, I will go work out. If life is getting too much for me, I go work out. I think my outlet for that, I feel like everyone knows their little outlet and is gonna like find their own thing that they do that when they feel stressed. Like some people do baking. I know one of my friends loves to bake. Another one of them also loves to go work out as well. Others like shopping. Others like what else do they like? Um, I don't know. It depends. Like you like a lot of things. So yeah. What habits or routines have changed your life? Honestly, like I think it's just having different people every like meeting new people every day. Like sometimes like so I'm a coach, right? I'm a trainer. I constantly have moms and parents every day. And sometimes I'm thrown off because if I have more kids than I anticipated, now I have to think of a new routine for these kids because they're all odd and I need even because I make them do teamwork activities. So I'm constantly like, I need to navigate this quick. I need to think fast. What's something simple that brings you peace or joy lately? I really like being alone. I think my in my 21 years of living, like I've learned that when you're alone, you learn your about yourself a lot more than you think. And when you're around certain people, they obviously bring out sides in you that like not everyone can see. And I've learned a lot about myself recently that like I do enjoy my own company and I am willing to do like going to get my nails done by myself, going to get my hair done by myself, going shopping by myself. I'm my biggest company and I generally do enjoy like being by myself. There is times where I'm like, maybe I want to go get coffee with a friend, but 9 times out of 10, like you do learn a lot about yourself when you're by yourself. So, hmm how do you how do you find balance between hustling and resting? Um, I don't. So hustling is daytime. I'm constantly hustling. My rest time is nighttime. Like once I'm in bed, I turn off like all social medias. I don't want to know about anything. But during the day, like every day, like let's go. Like new day, I have to make new things. I have to create new ideas for these kids. I have to do work. I have to do a lot of things. But once I know like it's time to go to sleep, everything is turned off. Like I don't want to know about anything, emails, text messages, Instagram, TikTok. I don't want to know. Mute them all. I will deal with you in the morning. And I think that's the best idea because once you're calm, you will feel good about that night and you know you're going to have a great sleep. So that's my advice. Reflection and real talk. What season of life do you feel like you're in right now? I feel like constantly like I had a big eye opener happen to me this past October, the first week of October. My dad has like was hospitalized and he still is, but and then I've had like recent like and as well as like I said like friends problems and stuff. I feel like I'm in the moment of growing and learning. It's I definitely um from the first week of school and like this whole semester, I feel like it's had most of its highs and most of its lows. Like I've had really great moments this semester where I'm just like, wow, like that's really awesome. And then there's times in this semester that I've had already where I'm just like, I can't believe like a lot of this is happening. Um, but I learned to like grow with it. I learned that not everything happens for a reason, and if I am going through it, it's because I have to go through it to wake me up. If something happened to me and is happening, it's because either God is telling me a sign about that individual or I don't know, just need to wake up. So that's why I do it too. Like if I'm going through something, it's for a reason. How do you handle moments when you feel behind in life? I think everyone grows at their own pace. I stopped comparing myself to others because when I did notice is when I compare myself to others, it's to people it's people from social media that you would be like, if you were in my shoes, you would not get to where you were right now because it's the typical average American growth. Like, and I had to remind myself that they're like they have money, like they have way more money than me. So it's like realistically, like I'm never gonna be able to afford that right now. So, but good to everybody who has their own thing, you know. What's something you're currently learning about yourself? One thing I'm currently learning about myself is how to take people out of my life that no longer deserve to be my friend. Whew, what a interesting thing, but like literally like if no one deserves your energy or time, don't be with that person, whether it's a friend or a significant other, family member, whatever the case may be. Just stop. It's not good to have unhealthy people around you. Not even when it comes not necessarily talk about health, talk about mentally. Like people are very draining and going dealing with that type of person is honestly so draining that you get held back with that person and that's the least thing you want to do right now because you only have one life and if you're constantly with someone that's like not doing good in life, get out because you're not benefiting yourself from any of that. So, yeah. If you could describe your growth journey in one word, what would it be and why? I would say experience. Every day I say that if something happened, it may suck in the moment, but it's because you need to go through it in order to learn. It's called experience and it's called the circle of life. And even though at that time many people may feel like you're not doing it right or you don't know why it's happening to you, it's because in my opinion God gives the his battles to the strongest soldiers. So sometimes when people tell me the things I've been through, I'm like, wow, that you went through a lot as a kid. Like you are still here. That is such a blessing. Like you are really like you're really tough. Like good thing for you that you overcame stuff and you're here enough to keep enjoying life. So let's see. Um so as a reflection, I had some questions. Lately I've been asking myself, am I really growing or am I just staying busy? That's a deep question just because sometimes I do like to make myself busy just because I don't want to think about certain things going on in my life right now. But at the same time, I'm like, I can't always run away from certain problems that I don't want to face. We have to overcome them as well. What does personal growth really mean to me right now? Personal growth is means I'm not where I used to be a year ago from today. And if I keep repeating that to myself, I'm like, yep, I grew from last year to this year. How do I handle moments when I don't feel like my best self? I separate myself from certain people until I feel the best version of myself to give them the best version of myself. I don't ever want to be with someone around where I don't feel like I'm the best version of myself because that's just not, they don't deserve that. Why is it so hard to go of old versions of myself? It's hard because we have so many memories tied to certain people at that time that it's hard to let go of, but it's necessary in order to keep growing. What's a habit I'm proud I built and one I'm struggling with? One habit I'm proud I've built is setting boundaries. Um my freshman year did not know what boundaries was. And one habit I'm still struggling with is saying no sometimes, especially to certain individuals in my life. So yeah, how do I show myself grace when I make mistakes? I tell myself that if I don't make mistakes, I'm never going to learn, even if it's big or small. Am I chasing peace or validation? I'm chasing peace. I'm only 21 years old. I don't want drama in my life. I'm literally about to graduate college. I don't have time or need any drama. What has life been trying to teach me lately? That one day at a time is the best way to handle certain situations. And what's something I had to let go of to grow? Definitely friends. I've let dropped in just so many individuals. How do I know when it's time to move on from something or someone? When you realize it's constantly a cycle of embarrassment, meaning like they do things on purpose and you're the one that's always there. You're like, oh, I need to go. What's a wound I thought I healed but still shows up sometimes? Um, that's a good one. Probably like hmm, certain memories. Like if that individual like texts me, I will gladly respond. But then I'm like, why did I respond to you? Because I agreed and told myself that I wasn't gonna talk to you anymore. But I realized I'm just a sucker for them. What does healing actually look like for me, not what social media says it should look like? Like I said, I separate myself from people. I delete them from my life and I make sure to never look back. And that is my ideal way of social media and personal lifestyle and growth as a college student, navigating her life as she's at the end of my graduation, literally like a couple months away. And that would be my advice to any younger women that are in my position soon, that are going to be in my position soon. That is a piece of advice I would give to any younger females. But my real piece of advice is just one day at a time. And that would be my podcast. I'm Valeria Godinho from WIR, and I will see you guys next week on Monday. Bye.